refer to the prophecy of the one who will bring balance to the Force. You believe it's this boy?
He can see things before they happen.
He can help you.
The Force is unusually strong with him.
He was meant to help you.
Anakin! Tell him to take off!
Will I ever see you again?
What does your heart tell you?
Are you sure about this? Trusting our fate to a boy we hardly know?
Anakin Skywalker, meet Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I sense much fear in you.
The boy is dangerous. They all sense it. Why can't you?
Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
Chinese chicken, you have a drumstick and your brain stops sticking.
Hey everyone, this is China Chicken, and I wanted to go over the first trailer for Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. So this was actually the first trailer I've ever seen in my entire life, I think. So this came out in 1999. I was 8 years old, so I was already a huge Star Wars fan, you know, with the original 3 movies, the New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. So I was very excited when this movie came out. And, you know, my older brother and me watched this trailer for the first time. And he knew that, you know, this was going to be about Darth Vader. He was a little bit older than me. So I had no idea this was going to be about, you know, a young Darth Vader. It never even came to mind of that could be, you know, that Darth Vader was a child, you know. So I thought that was really cool, and I knew his name was Anakin and everything. So once they mentioned Anakin Skywalker in this trailer, my eyes lit up, and I'm like, whoa. And then you also see a young Obi-Wan Kenobi too, and you're like, whoa. And you also see Yoda, and he looks younger and more spry, and it's just crazy to kind of think about now that I'm 34 years old, going back to when I was 8 years old, first seeing this trailer and just being in such awe. So let's go through this trailer, do a little breakdown of it, and here we go. So the trailer opens up in the swamp here that you get, and you kind of already think to yourself, you know, place yourself back in 1999, that maybe this is like Dagobah or something, Yoda's planet. Like, that's the only thing that came to my mind, I'm sure. And then you see all these creatures come out, and it's just really cool. You get all the swamp noises in the background. I just love it. And then along with that, you see every generation has a legend. And, you know, you read this to yourself. And all the other trailers, you have a narrator that would read this for you. You get no narrator in this trailer, which is kind of interesting. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then you get a panned shot here of a desert planet, and automatically you think, oh yeah, this is Tatooine. And yep, you're right, it is Tatooine. And you see a ship on that planet as well, a bunch of creatures just looking for ants or something. And then you get a shot of this planet as well, and you're like, wow, this is really cool planet. You see a lot of buildings and everything. You never got this in the original Star Wars at all. You were in space most of the time. I guess you got a little bit of it on Bespin, Cloud City, and whatnot. So but I just thought this planet was really cool in the trailer. And probably the coolest sequence from the film is the pod racing sequence. So you get a little bit of that in this, and you're like, wow, that's really cool. You know, it's like a race. So it's just really cool to see pod racing. You didn't really know what it was at all when you first saw the trailer. You just see this camera zooming through the, you know, mountains and the cliffs here. So it's really cool. And then you see these 3 guys, and you're like, well, what's going on here? The 2 on the right are humans. You maybe think, oh, they're kind of wearing Jedi robes. Maybe they're Jedi. And then you get this creature on the left, and you're like, what the heck is that? And, of course, that's Jar Jar Binks, and you got Obi-Wan Kenobi, you got Qui-Gon Jinn here. You know that now, but at the time you're like, who are these people? And then here you get your first real glimpse of Obi-Wan Kenobi. At this point, you still don't know who he is, but you see that Padawan braid, so you might think you know what that is. Although at the time you still don't really know what a Padawan is or anything like that. So they kind of teach you what that is in this movie. And I didn't get a shot of it, but he's swirling around a lightsaber here. So you see that and you're like, okay, that's definitely a Jedi of some sort. And then you get this moment here where everyone knows who this is. This is Samuel L. Jackson. You don't know who he's playing, but he mentions the Chosen One and the prophecy of the One. The one who will bring balance to the Force. And you're automatically thinking, what is this? Who is this? Maybe they're talking about Anakin and future of Darth Vader? I don't really know. But I just thought this was cool that they mentioned this right in the trailer here, the prophecy of the One, the Chosen One. And you see Yoda as well, and he's all surprised at this. And then they talk about this boy, the Chosen One, you think is this boy. And they're talking to Qui-Gon Jinn, and of course they're talking about Anakin, and they do mention him by name here. So here's Anakin Skywalker, and everyone that hears that name is like, wow, this boy, this innocent boy turns into Darth Vader. How does that happen? I need to know how this happens. And the first time I watched this movie, I was like, oh, it's going to happen in this movie. He's going to turn into Darth Vader in this movie. But no, I had to wait 2 more movies to see that. And you get a shot here of Anakin and Obi-Wan. I just really love seeing these two together, you know, the future that they have together. It's just very interesting. And then in the background, you even get some Palpatine there too. You can see him as well. There's Palpatine in the background, the Emperor, the future Emperor. So you don't even realize that when you watch this trailer, but there he is. He's always in the background scheming something. And then you get this character, or Qui-Gon Jinn, with a green lightsaber, and he's saying, Anakin, drop. So you know at this point he's fighting Darth Maul, and I don't think they show Darth Maul in this, but you know they're up against something here. So it's kind of interesting to see that, and he mentions Anakin. And I'm surprised they showed this moment here. This is a very emotional moment between Anakin and his mother, Shmi Skywalker, where he's leaving to become a Jedi with Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn here, and he doesn't want to leave his mother. So I'm surprised they showed this in the trailer. And you get this part too, where they introduce Anakin Skywalker to Obi-Wan Kenobi for the first time, and they shake hands, and you got R2-D2 in the background. This is just a really nice moment. This moment always makes me smile in the movie. And of course you get Yoda as a puppet here. This is, I think, the last time you see Yoda as a puppet, because the rest of the movies they show him as CGI. So really like seeing this. He looks really bug-eyed in this, you know. He looks a lot younger. I just like seeing Yoda here a lot younger, so it's fun to see. Here you go. You get a glimpse of Darth Maul here, clashing blades with Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan. This is at the end of the film, their final confrontation with each other. So this is always really cool. You're like, whoa, what is this guy? This guy looks like a demon, you know, or the devil with a lightsaber. It's really scary. And then they show some quick flashes of battles and space battles and battles on Naboo and everything. And then you get the title logo here, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, and that's how the trailer ends. So really love this trailer. They did a really good job here just showing quick glimpses of the movie. And back then you didn't have like YouTube or anything, so you couldn't just pull up this trailer and just watch it over and over and over again. You have to wait for it to be on your TV screen or in movie theater, so you couldn't really dissect it like you can now. So I really thought this trailer was great. It was really fun to watch for the first time in a long time. Like I said, this was probably the first trailer I've ever seen when I was like 8 years old, and I was so excited for this movie. And it was a really good movie. It doesn't age that well, but I still really love it just because of the nostalgia factor. So let me know what you think of this trailer down below. Leave a like, subscribe, and have a great day, everybody.